Hello students and welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Shefali Nagpal, Associate Professor at Human Resource Development Center, Bhagat Phool Singh Mahila Vishwavidyalaya, Sonipat. We are studying the paper Development of the Management Thoughts, Principles and Types under Human Resource Management. Today, we will study a very important concept of production and operation management. On the completion of this module, you will be able to study about production and operation management in detail to understand the implications of the production and operation management, to apply the fundamentals of this POM for the effectiveness of the business organization. Let's begin with the concept. Production and operation management concern itself with the conversion of input into the output using natural sources, which will offer the preferred application or utilities of form, vicinity, ownership or kingdom or a combination thereof to the purchaser, even as an assembly, the other organizational goals of effectiveness, efficiency and adaptableness. It distinguishes itself from the other such functions which include employees, advertising and many others by its primary difficulty for conversion with the aid of using the physical resources. En route, there can be and would be some of the conditions in either advertising and marketing or personal or different capabilities which can be classified or subclassified beneath manufacturing and operation management. For example, the physical distribution of the items to the customers, the arrangement of collection of the marketing information, the actual selection and recruitment process, the paper flow and conversion of the accounting information usable by the judge in the court of law, etc., all can be put under the banner of production and operation management. The conversion here is subtle, unlike manufacturing, which is obvious, while in a case 1 and 2, it is a conversion of the place and possession, characteristics of the product, and in 4th and 5th point mentioned above, it is the conversion of the state characteristics. And this conversion is effected by using the physical resources. This is not to deny the use of the other resources such as information in the production and operation management. The input and the output could also be non-physical such as information, but the conversion process uses physical resources for the conversion process. What distinguishes the production and operation management from the other functional disciplines? Often production and operation management systems are described as providing the physical goods and services. Perhaps a sharper distinction such as the 4 customer utilities and physical and non-physical nature of input and output would be more appropriate. A clear demarcation is not always possible between operation systems that provide physical goods and those that provide service, as an activity deemed to be providing physical goods may also be providing service and vice versa. We may also say that the actual production and operation management systems are quite complex, involving multiple utilities to be provided to the customer with a mix of physical and non-physical input and output, and perhaps with a multiplicity of customers. Today, our customer need not only by the outsider but also by our own inside staff. In spite of all these variations in the input type and output type, customer served and the type of utility provided to the customer, production and operation management distinguishes itself in the terms of conversion affected by the use of physical resources such as men, material and machinery. Meaning of production management. Production management refers to the application of management principles in the production function in a factory. In other words, production management involves the application of the planning, organizing, directing and controlling the production process. It is observed that one cannot demarcate the beginning and the end points of production operation management in an establishment. The reason is that it is interrelated with many other functional areas of the business like marketing, finance, industrial relation policies, etc. In the words of Mr. E.L. Brecht, manufacturing management is the method of effective planning and regulating the operations of that segment of an organization which is responsible for the actual transformation of the materials into the completed merchandise. This definition limits the scope of the manufacturing control to the one type of an organization which can be related to the transformation system of input into the output. And the definition does no longer encompasses the human elements which are involved in the production process. It lays pressure on the materialistic features only. Production management deals with decision making related to the production process so that the resulting goods and services are produced by the quantitative specifications and demand schedule with minimum cost. According to this definition, design and control of the production system are the two main functions of production management. Third is, production management is a set of the general principles for production economies, facility design, job design, schedule design, quality control, inventory control, work study, and cost and budgetary control. This definition explains the main areas of an enterprise where the principles of production management can be applied. This definition points out that production management is not a set of techniques. It is evident from the above definition that the production planning and its control are the main characteristics of production management. In case of poor planning and control of production activities, the organization may not be able to attain its objective and may result in the loss of customer confidence and retardation in the progress of establishment. In short, the main activities of the production management can be listed as: first, specification and procurement of the input resources like management, material and land, labor, equipment, capital, etc. Second, product design and development. It is to determine the production process for transforming the input factors into the output of goods and services. Third is supervision and control of transformation process for efficient production of goods and services. Let us now understand the concept of production. The diagram is also shown and explained further. The production function is that part of an organization which is concerned with the transformation of the range of input into the required output, having the requisite quality level. Production is defined as step-by-step conversion of one form of material into another form through the chemical or mechanical process to create or enhance the utility of the product to the user. This production is value addition process. At each stage of processing, there will be addition in the value. Edward Buffa defines the production as process by which the goods and services are created. Some example of production are manufacturing custom-made products like boilers with a specific capacity, constructing flats, some structural fabrication work for selected customers, etc. And manufacturing standardized product like car, bus, motorcycle, radio, television, etc. POM is all about the transformation of the production and the operational inputs into the output, then which is distributed to meet the needs of the customers. The process in the above diagram is often referred to as conversion process. There are several different methods of handling the conversion or the production process. POM incorporates many tasks that are interdependent but which can be grouped under the 5 main headings. One is product. Marketeers in the business must ensure that business sell products that meet the customer need and wants. The role of production and operation is to ensure that the business makes the required products by the plan. The role of the product in POM therefore concerns to the area such as performance, aesthetics, quality, reliability, quality, production cost, delivery dates. Second is plant. To make the product, plant of some kind is needed. This will compromise the bulk of the fixed assets of the business. In determining which plant to use, management must consider the areas such as future demand, design and layout of the factory, equipment, offices, productivity and reliability of the equipment, need for the maintenance, health and safety, environmental issues. Third is processes. There are many different ways of producing a product. Management must choose the best process or the series of the processes. They will consider available capacity, available skills, types of production, layout of plant and equipment, safety, production cost, maintenance requirement. Next is programs. Production program concerns the date and the time of the product that are to be produced and supplied to the customers. The decisions made about the program will be influenced by the factors such as purchasing pattern, cash flow, need for or the availability of the storage, transportation. The next factor is people. The production depend on people whose skills, experience and motivation vary. Key people related decisions will consider the following areas: wages and salaries, safety and training, work condition, leadership and motivation, unionization, communication. Operations management. As to deliver value to the customers in the product and services, it is essential for the company to do the following. First is identify the customer need to convert that into the specific product or service. Second, based on the product requirement, do backward working to identify raw material requirement. Third, engage internal and external vendors to create a supply chain for raw material and finished goods between the vendor, production facility and customers. Operation management captures above identified 3 points. The project management process flowchart is described here like there is a project which is to be created, and then monitor the project status, and then there is a data warehouse. When the project is created, we create the project documentation, assign the task and processes. Here we can adjust the project schedule as required, sign off on process checkpoints, and then sign off on process checkpoints again. Then we need to conduct the meeting, documents, agendas and minutes are there, and this is how the project is created. And then the project is monitored, adjust the point schedule as required. When the project is designed, the time, expense and purchase all are taken into the care and stored into the data warehouse. Production management versus operation management. The high level comparison which distinct the production and the operation management can be done on the basis of the following characteristic. First is output. The production management deals with the manufacturing of the product like computer, car, etc., while operation management cover both product and services. Usage of the output is the second categorization. Products like computer, car can be utilized over a period of time, whereas services need to be consumed immediately. On the basis of classification of the work, to produce a product like computer, car, more of the capital equipments and less labor are required, while the services require more labor and minor capital equipment. On the basis of the customer contact, there are no participation of the customer during the production, whereas for the services, a constant contact with the customer is required. Strategic management process for production and operation. For the success of the organizational strategic objective, strategic planning has to trickle down to the various functional areas of the business. To build a strategy management process, a sequential process as below mentioned is followed. First is competition analysis. In this step, company evaluates and studies current competition in the market and practices that are followed in the industry for operations and production vis-a-vis the company policies. Goal setting. The next step involves narrowing down the objective toward which the organization wants to move towards. Third is strategy formulation. It is the next step is breaking down the organizational goals into the operation and production strategies. Then is implementation. The final step is to convert the operation and the production strategies into day-to-day activities like production schedule, product design, quality management and so on. As the organizations are always customer centric, production and operation strategy for the organizations are built around them. Productivity. Measurement of the formulated operations and production strategy is important to maintain alignment within the organization objectives. In simple terms, productivity is defined as sum total output per employee per day. The productivity of the company is dependent on industry and environmental conditions on which it is operating. Two essential parts of productivity is labor and capital. In the scenario of limited resources, optimum and efficient utilization of labor and capital will generate favorable productivity. Productivity measurement also enables a company to identify the areas which require improvement or special focus. Also, productivity provides ready report card to measure status against the company's production objective. Productivity measurement can be classified into three categories based on the inputs used for calculation. One is a partial productivity ratio of output is compared to one of the resource used. For example, labor productivity where the output is compared to the labor wages. Total productivity measures take into the consideration the sum of all the input factors which are used for the output. In this modern age, technology also plays an important part in the productivity. Wastivity. Another important factor in the case of production is activity. Not 100% of the input would be converted into an output. There is going to waste during the production. Wastivity is the reciprocal of productivity. The classic example of wastivity are defective products and services which neither have to be recycled or disposed of completely. Another example is ideal capacity of the material, manpower, equipment, etc. Technology and operation management. The scope of technology and operation management has evolved over the period of time and has moved from the development of product into the design, management and improvement of operating system and processes. Usage of technology in operation management has ensured that organizations can reduce cost, improve the delivery process, standardize and improve quality and focus on customization, thereby creating value for customer. Integration of technology with production system. Technology drives efficiency in organization and increasing productivity of organization. However, bringing technology in the production system is highly complex process and it needs the following step. Technology acquisition. Technology acquired should align with the overall objectives of the organization and should be approved after elaborate cost-benefit analysis. Technology integration. Technology affects all aspects of production, that is capital, labor and customer. Therefore, a solid technology integration plan is required. Technology verification. Once technology is integrated, it is important to check whether technology is delivering operational effectiveness and is used to its fullest. Technology in manufacturing and design. It is getting extensively used in customization of design products and services. The usage of the customer and supporting electronic system is an integral part of the modern industrial and service industry. Current techniques can be broadly classified into the following categories. Computer-aided design, that is CAD. It facilitates the linking of the two or more complex components of the design at very high level of accuracy and thus delivering higher productivity. Computer-aided manufacturing system, that is CAM. Precision is essential in operating any machines and therefore computerized numerically controlled machines are used, thus ensuring the highest level of accuracy. The standard for the exchange of product data. As the name suggests, product design is transmitted among the CAM and CAD in three dimensions. The standard for the exchange of the product data process, sharing of the product across all phases of the product life cycle and serve as a neutral file exchange. Software systems in manufacturing. There are various software systems available to integrated operation and manufacturing functions with other business functions of the organization. Some of the common software systems are enterprise resource planning, supply chain management, new product development, customer relationship management. Enterprise resource planning links all the business functions like manufacturing, marketing, human resource and finance through the common software platform. The main benefits of the ERP solution are that it is not only reduces the database errors but also delivers value to the customer through the faster delivery and order fulfillment. Automation in production operation. Automation reduces the manual interventions in the manufacturing process. It increases productivity and reduces margin of error, thereby facilitating economies of scale. There is disadvantages of automation also, such as unemployment, high breakdown cost, initial capital investment. Therefore, automation may not be suitable in all situations. At the end, alignment with overall organization objective is important. Challenges. Technology can be facilitating factor in bringing about change in operation and production management, but it may not be feasible to use the technology in all aspects of challenge coming through a high initial cost of investment, a high cost of maintenance and mismanagement. Let us study the process planning. Process development for the process design can be summarized through the following steps. One is a process requirement. The very first step is to collect and gather the information to give a structure with the end objective, that is, to make the process requirement document highlighting various stages, risk and stakeholders of the production. This will include assessment of available technology, raw material requirement, factory plant layout and demand forecast. Second is team building. Once the process requirements are finalized, for each objective, a team is finalized based on the skill level and experience. The function of the team is to get familiarized with the whole process. Planning and implementation. Process planning team will develop module, policies and procedure required for production, which are after required approval internal as well as external is implemented. Audit. The regular audit is carried out to ensure that the process is thus implemented in line and delivering the value to the customers. End of life. Over the course of time, there may be enhancement of the product or product may get discontinued in these circumstances. The process thus developed is discontinued. Production process. Based totally on the nature of the product and the provider, production or conversion procedure may be divided into the broad categories: continuous manufacturing and intermittent manufacturing. The manufacturing procedure for both manufacturing industry and service industry can be categorized into the broad categories based totally on the standardization of the product or services. It can vary from single mission assignment like a building or bridge to indoor layout and mass production mission like a vehicle to fast food joints. Process design. A success technique design has to bear in mind the appropriateness of the procedure to the current organization objective. Procedure design call for the large view of the whole enterprise and should not have a myopic outlook. And the manner needs to supply customer price with a consistent involvement of the control at various degrees. A good way to obtain an amazing manner layout, an effective method is required, which deals with unique line objects required to manufacture the end product. Powerful method strategy offers with uncooked fabric procurement, consumer participation, ERA funding and many others. Over a period, manner layout has gone through trade. New ideas like flexible production system have been evolved, which deliver green and great production layout and analysis. Aggregate planning as an operational tool. Aggregate planning help achieve a balance between the operation goals, finance goals and overall strategic objective of organization. It serves as a platform to manage capacity and demand planning. In a scenario where demand is not matching the capacity, an organization can try to balance both by pricing, promotion, order management and new demand creation. In a scenario where capacity is not matching demand, an organization can try to balance the both by various alternatives such as laying off or hiring excess or inadequate excess workforce until demand decreases or increases, including overtime as a part of scheduling, thereby creating additional capacity, hiring a temporary workforce for fixed period or outsourcing the activity to subcontractor. Operations planning. Scheduling deals with both time allocation as well as resource allocation for production of the required quantity. Operations planning is done as one part of short-term planning. The high-level objectives of operation planning is to decide the best way of allocation of the labor and equipment and to find a balance between the time and the use of limited resources within the organization. In the modern age of competition and the global market, importance is given to just in time JIT and lean production concepts. This has led to the importance of operations scheduling. There is 3 important tasks performed by the operations scheduling. One is allocation of the resources, second is workforce scheduling, third is production equipment scheduling. Operation planning ensures that proper workflow is established and ensuring allocation of the job on appropriate machines before the advent of the production activities. Scheduling is the production timetable, highlighting the sequence of the job and timing and the quantity of the allocation of the resources as to help an organization in cash flow planning. Therefore, there are 3 main objectives of production schedule. One is due importance to the delivery date and avoiding delays in completion. Second, reducing time of job on machine. Third, proper utilization of the work centers. Let us now summarize the concept of POM. The scope of production management is indeed vast, commencing with the selection of location. Production management covers such activities as acquisition of land, constructing a building, procuring and installing machinery, purchasing and storing raw material, and converting them into the saleable products. Added to the above are the other related topics such as quality management, maintenance management, production and planning control, methods improvement, and work simplifications, and other related areas. That is all in this module. Thank you, students.